I want to have an honest conversation about solo mode in Delta Force that just recently got added on the weekends, but I even know that there's some really good things and some really bad things about the game mode, and we're going to discuss them today, and you can tell me how you feel. I'm just telling you my perspective from playing it for like 12 hours. Now, yes, I am known to play solo a crap ton, so of course I was really excited for this game mode to finally arrive to the global version. Now, the biggest complaint I heard over the weekend was this game's full of rats. This game mode is just people camping or ratting, and I totally get that, right? In an extraction shooter, it doesn't matter which one you play, people that camp one area or something and get you sucks, right? Like, I had it happen to me. I killed 2 players. I was feeling on top of the world. And guess what? After I go loot the bodies, I got camped from someone in the minefield. They were just there waiting for me, and they shot me, they killed me. And I won't lie to you, it sucked. Now, I only ran into another person like this once out of my 12 hours, and they were extract camping, and it happens. You know, in every extraction game, you're gonna have rats / extract campers, and it sucks. It is inevitable though. But more times than not, all I was getting was people that were playing slow, methodical, and with strategy. Because in this game mode, every sound you make is so detrimental to the game because people are going to be rushing that area.
Sneaky, sneaky, sir.
So yeah, if you don't like people playing slow, methodical, or, you know, with some sort of strategy, call them rats, call them whatever you want. It's just the way it goes in this game mode. When it comes to campers or rats, I always put the onus, I think that's the word I'm looking for, whatever. I put the blame on me, you guys, because we have operators in this game. So it doesn't matter if you're playing Tarkov, if you're playing ABI, or even, you know, Arc Raiders is coming out, and I'm sure they'll also have campers. It's just inevitable in a game that is an extraction shooter. But when it comes to Delta Force, we actually have operators that can sniff out these rats before we go there. And hell, I was playing Luna, and I should have bowed, right? I should have done something to see if there was someone in front of me while I had all this loot on me, but I didn't. That's why it's my fault. Now, we will eventually get into how, you know, everyone plays the same operator, and that is a bad thing, but we're not going to talk about that right this second. What I will say is, yes, this game is a lot slower than normal Delta Force. And I'm sure most people that have a brain can understand that if you're going from trios to solos, yeah, the gameplay is going to be a lot different. And especially if you are the type of person that likes to push fights, you like to rush, you like to just run at things, you're going to hate this mode, because in this game mode, every shot matters. Every mistake is going to be your death. Like, if you make one little mistake, guess what? There's not 2 buddies of yours able to back you up and revive you. You are dead. And that's something that I genuinely like about this game mode. The weight of, you know, you taking a shot, you using your abilities, now they're on cooldown. Maybe you needed to use them in like 3 seconds later, 4 seconds later, or you using your abilities at the wrong time. I really do believe that playing this game mode is going to make you a better player. Now, you could argue it's going to make you a better player playing slow and not, say, super fast or super Chad-like. And that's okay, I get it. But I do think that more times than not, this will make you a more confident player in taking on battles when you are playing in trios, or it's just gonna make it so that you are pushing more fights. And that's something I heard a lot, and that's because they don't have to worry about what kind of teammates they're gonna get on squad fill. And I hate to say it, you guys, but more times than not, people are using squad fill. They just don't have their friends online at the time. Maybe they don't have a lot of friends that play Delta Force. There could be a ton of reasons people don't play with other people that they know on this game, but the majority of the time people are hitting squad fill and they just don't trust their teammates, because let's be honest, a lot of times you're getting teamed up with some duds, you know? And I'm not even advocating for this mode to be 24/7. I think that would actually be a bad thing, because then they have to balance for regular Delta Force and for solos. And I don't think they can do that right now. What I do want is just for this to be on the weekends like it is currently. I want people to know that it's still available every time they're thinking about, hey, maybe I should play Delta Force this weekend. And then they can be like, oh yeah, solo mode. I like solo mode. I don't need friends to play that. Also, if you think about it, it's kind of benefiting you too. Even if you hate solo mode and you have 2 buddies or 3 buddies that you always play with, say, and they're always on, take for instance, if one night you're on a heater with them, you're really having fun, they leave, and then you're like, well, I don't want to go and just do budget kits, or I don't want to just use random kits because the squad fill might be awful. You might now just stay chatting it up and just go over to solo mode. It might keep you playing for a little bit longer. Now, the last thing I will say is something that could just be a coincidence for me. Maybe I just got lucky, or I don't know, but I know there's going to be someone in the comments down below saying the exact opposite of how I felt, but I saw a lot less cheaters in solo mode, and I think that's because more times than not, people are cheating in extraction shooters because they can make money off of boosting services. And obviously in solo mode, you can't boost people, so less cheaters want to play it. Now, I didn't run into exactly 0 cheaters, I won't say that, but I saw a lot less than I normally do when I do play normal maps. Like I said though, maybe it was luck, or maybe it was because so many people were playing solo mode that there were less cheaters, or at least less obvious ones. But I do believe that this solo mode was actually a lot better on cheaters. Maybe it's me, I don't know. Let's not pretend everything's rainbows and butterflies when it comes to solo mode though. There are some downsides to this, and I will shine a light on those because I'm going to be honest with you guys on the pros and the cons, like I said at the beginning. But before we get into the bad side of this, can we just have a quick plea to Team Jade that when this mode does come available every weekend, it's not on rotation? I've heard so many positive things about people enjoying solo mode. They have been playing more than they have in the past while. They re-downloaded the game to try it out. And you know what? It could be all a bunch of phooey, but I'm sure they have the data on this, and I'm sure there is some positive data for seeing this game mode. So please put it 24/7, please. One of the biggest downsides though, by far, is the variety of operators you're going to come across in this game mode. And you can say that that's a bad thing, but at the same time, I think that's kind of a good thing. But the variety of characters is mostly Luna, Hackclaw, and Raptor. And that's because they are looking for players, right? You're looking for those campers or those quote unquote rats, and they do the best at that. So why wouldn't you use them? But the glass half full version of this is like, hey, you know who you're going to fight now, so just use a counter to them. So be Nox, or, you know, be whoever that you're comfortable when you do fight these operators. But the variety of operators you're going to come across is very few and far between, I will say that. Another thing you have to think about though is that the maps they built for this game weren't built for solos. Now, when it comes to, let's say, Leali Grove, my favorite map, one of the maps that I think is the best for Delta Force, I just love it so much, it wouldn't be good in solos. It would be a nightmare, actually. There's so many sight lines that people can just camp and wait and just have a sniper rifle with gold ammo and just wait for you to come by, that it just wouldn't be a pleasant experience. Zero Dam, thankfully, though, is really good solo. I actually think it does really well doing this. I could see Tide Prison being good. I could see Burkesh being good. I could see even Space City being good. The more I think about it, I just don't want Leali Grove solo. Actually, that's what it comes down to. You know, just to go back to glass half full, because that's who I am, I would like there to be solo mode on, say, Burkesh or, you know, Space City and Tide Prison, because then I think a lot more people would be willing to play it and not too worried about like them going up against trios of 3 sweat lords. Like, it's just, again, 1v1. And I think people would learn the maps more so that, you know, when it comes to like solos not on, they're maybe more comfortable to squad fill on those maps too. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw a little positive in that negative there. People will also miss one of the biggest things that I think attracts people to this game, and that's teamwork, right? You do play with a team, your communication matters. Stuff like that makes it so that you will come out on top when you are facing another squad of 3. With solo mode, there's none of that. Yeah, there is strategy for yourself. There is strategy when it comes to like the way you move or the way you're going about playing the map and hearing sounds, but you don't have anyone to bounce things off with. You don't have that teamwork, and I can understand people disliking not having that. But what I don't really understand is why people are so against this game mode, right? Like, if it's not for you, you don't have to play it. No one's forcing you to. And it's not like it's gonna take over for regular Delta Force. Like, it's just for the weekend. Let's enjoy it while we can. If it's bringing people into the game more, if it's keeping people around, that's only good. Now, I do want to know your side, and I would love to have a conversation with you, and a nice adult conversation. So if you want, you can comment down below. I always try to comment on the comments, of course. Also, I do stream 4 days a week. You can come by, hang out, and I would love there we can have a real-time discussion and bounce some things off each other. I'm down for that too. But either way, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.